I'm doing good. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing pretty well. So how's the day planned today, Raj?
I have not planned it yet. It's like
Okay,
I've just woke up
okay.
around 8 and then I would plan after this session.
That's great. That's great. And how do you feel on the first day of the month since it's first November?
Yeah, it's good. And of course, like the last day, the chat ends. So it's going to be a new start. The festive season ends now, obviously.
Okay. So that's great to know. And did you go through the session notes?
Uh, to do hardest things first.
Yes, yes.
But before we dive into our session notes, like I would like to make it through the last time we stopped. I mean, you were
Sorry?
about to, the last time we talked, the session got cut. You were about to explain about someone who is feeling rejected or how to help them, how what to advise, what sort of advice to give them, how to make them feel good and start their life. Like someone who is unable to feel what to do next, is dejected,
Mm-hmm.
and he thinks that he has messed up all his opportunities earlier he had gotten. So now he is stuck.
Yes.
So where to do, what to do, I mean where to go, what to do, he is stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you what kind of advice would you give to that kind of person?
Okay. Okay. Whenever somebody comes across like that, who feels that, and it's ought to happen. Everybody doesn't have a flowery life. That has to be understood, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has a little bit struggles. They go through hurdles in their life, and some get very tough hurdles. Some get little less, not that tough hurdles when you compare it. Okay,
Yeah.
but for every individual their hurdles does matter, or their struggles does matter. Okay, so
Yeah.
first of all, it is very important to accept it. The first
Yeah.
thing is acceptance, that you need to accept it, that yes, this happened in my past. Okay, this happened it. And once you start accepting things, that yes, it happened, I suffered, yes, I suffered. Now what is the solution? Once you accept it, you need to find out the solution, that what is the solution now. It's done now. Am I suffering
Yeah.
today? No. Am I having the same feelings today? No. If I'm still having the same feelings, you need to ask yourself why. Am I still surrounded in that environment? You are an adult. So you need to step
Yes.
out of that circle, which circle you are stuck in. But yes, if you are not stuck in, if you ask yourself, yes, are you still there at that moment? No, I'm not there. Okay, now what's the solution? Then you will see the good parts of you. Like, you will always acknowledge. I think I told you in the last session as well. Appreciate. It's very important to appreciate, acknowledge your achievements. So whatever little things you have done, maybe it may be just a compliment from somebody, a teacher, a professor, or maybe somebody, a stranger told you something. Oh wow, you're so kind, or something. That's an achievement you have, right? It's not only having gold medals and recognitions that gives you the achievements. It's the small achievements you need to go recall and understand that what achievements did you have. So if you had certain achievements in life, you can always write it down, and it's very important to appreciate yourself. So first comes the acceptance, find out the solution. Then at the same time, you will also, thirdly, you will see that what are the things you have done good, appreciate yourself, write it down somewhere. What are the good things about yourself, and start working towards it. Now, what is next is very important. Your now is very important, and what is next? What is gone,
Yes. Yes.
right? So you need to work. So tomorrow, when after 5 years, when you're looking back at this year, 2022 November, then you will say, okay, fine, I did this thing, and now I've reached to a certain position in spite of having a hard life behind. You're getting me?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So you have any
So go
questions?
on, please. No, no. I mean, the last time we were talking about all this as well, but since it was an auto cut because of the timing, so I thought let's start it from there.
Yes, yes, yes. No, it's important to understand that, when we keep telling ourselves again and again, and we're putting us again in that situation, and you start
Yes,
feeling it. Once you start feeling it, your aura becomes like that. You start behaving in that way. Then you are not putting that change what you need. Like the changes just start coming, and you are looking forward for a change. Some of the people, they just want to be there. They want to be stuck there, right? They
yeah,
get, yeah. And then some people also at the same time, they get, I would say, they get pleasure being there in that sulky position. And I'm very upfront
okay,
on that. Very, very upfront on that. Yes, you are getting pleasure out of it because you want to be there and remember certain things again and again, and victimize yourself. But what can you do? What can you do is very important. If you have acknowledged that this has happened with you, accepted it, now what is the solution? I need to find out the solution. That's very
right,
important. Okay, now
yeah,
I'll work on this part of myself. I will not go there. It's done and dusted now.
yes, yes.
So, if you could recollect and remember that what exactly we were more like, if you can tell me what else we were talking about, so then I can tell you the stories.
No, I also cannot recall that.
It's
Uh,
okay. It's okay.
um,
Let's just go to the
but yes,
next.
it's like this is the thing that we were talking about, that all these things that I have done. In fact, I was talking about myself that day. So,
Yes,
I try to do all this sorts of thing, like writing down what I have done earlier, what I need to do next, and then keeping a track on that whether I did this today or not, and what are the situations in which I feel like stuck and how to get out of that. So sometimes I start listening to music, and then I keep a check that okay, if I'm listening it, not more than half an hour, not more than 1 hour, and then I
yes,
have to come back to my routine and start working so that I could
right,
achieve my target. So
right.
all this we were talking about. Yeah.
Right, right, right. But now, what do you do, Raj? What do you feel that what have you achieved by doing certain things?
Sometimes I feel like I'm going on a right path, maybe.
Good. Yeah.
And like if I talk about the achievement, of course, like talking to different people, especially if I'm talking about Clappingo, is one thing that is a change in me. And of course, I'm able to express myself, and
Right.
I'm open to tell about my past even, and go through that all those things and find a solution out of that. So this is one thing, and of course, whatever I'm doing right now, I think there is a chance in that. So I'm moving forward in that zone. So all these things that I have kept myself positive, and like the pessimist I was, I am towards turning into an optimist now. So
Very great.
I
That's
haven't
very,
turned yet, but yes, I'm on the path of that.
that's good.
So these are the things that I can think as my achievement, and of course, I'll have to check that how far I can go on this.
Right. And that's actually a very big achievement, Raj, if you go to see. Like, I feel that your certificates and everything doesn't matter. Once you start working on yourself and you are achieving certain things and changing your things, changing your habits, it's very important. Like, it's important and difficult at the same time. And once you're able to achieve that, it's a very big achievement. Like, you should actually applaud for yourself.
Yeah.
Right, so that's important because that gives you a motivation to go achieve more things in future.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so that's quite
Yeah.
important. And you today you are looking very fresh as well. Like, I can see a lot of changes,
Yes.
fresh, happy, and then
This is the one thing that I have been told by almost all the tutors, that whenever you are talking, you should look pleasant as well, because the facial expression also matters.
it matches a
So,
lot.
yeah, but if you are sad, it's come from your face. So that would not be okay for the listeners. Somebody would like to talk with you or like to interact with you only when you are kind of use a jovial nature, if you can show that, the
Yes.
people would get interested to talk, and the conversation would be much more healthier than the usual.
Right. You need to have the presentable face. That's very important. Like you
Yes.
are right now having a very presentable look. Your hair is well made. Like you know, your it's very nice and it's looking very pleasing. Like personality is looking very pleasing. Yes, like
Oh,
as I always tell you, just a little smile can be added. That you are doing
yeah.
it today. That I can see it. A lot of a lot of
Okay.
change, and it's very pleasant to see you today.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, working on things and you start achieving certain things that gives you a little happiness, right? And why
Yeah.
not to accept it?
Uh, Sorry.
I said, why not? Why not? Good. It's a very
Uh,
good place to be at,
yeah, yeah. Of course.
right? So, yes. What's the what? So, did you find it hard to do it? This process was hard to do it.
Yes, of course. It was really hard, and it is hard yet. I mean, sometimes I feel like whatever I'm doing,
Yeah.
if I'm able to do it or not. Like the main thing is that whether will I land. So that question always uh, keep haunt me. So, and because it is something like I'm going beyond, because I'm going out of my comfort zone,
Comfort zone.
and something which is treated unconventional by many people who is around me. So everyone is doubting me, and that doubt sometimes I always feel upon me. So because
Okay.
of that, it is hard on me.
But do
Whether
you
I would take it,
do you
yeah,
take it so easily? Like if somebody is like they, as you said, that the people around you, they are not maybe accepting the way you're changing, coming out of the comfort zone. But do you
yeah.
take it so easily on you, Raj? That yeah, because does it affect you?
It doesn't affect me in that way. Like I feel that whatever I have decided, I might have decided it 5 or 6 years earlier.
Hmm.
It is my life. Whatever I have done or whatever I'm facing, it is all because of my my decisions. And
Decision.
whatever I will face, that will also because of my decisions. So it's all about me now.
Yeah.
And I have
So
been able to think this way,
yeah.
uh, maybe because of certain changes that I have felt in last some few years. And of course, what people are saying, because whatever others are saying, they are might be from their own experience.
Right.
So whatever they are saying, they can matter something to me. Sometimes I feel maybe they are right. I should not go that way, or I should follow the usual path that everybody is following. But the next moment, I think that I have already tried some part of that to do, and because of that, I have failed. And the situations were not in my control. I could not make it in my way. So what is there to go through all those things again and again?
Right.
If I think that I can do something like this, or maybe I can find my niche in this field, so why
Yes.
not try this? Or if I fail, it hardly matters, because it is all about me. So I'm able to bear the consequences as well. So that is the
Right.
one thing that is making me uh, like go ahead
Right.
and
Yes.
do certain things. And it's like if you are able to give your 100%, if you are able to devote yourself in the process, you are going to win certainly. It's something that you will achieve. It's not going to like you will fail once again, because like whenever we some people say that why we fail, we have to look behind that what was the reason.
Hmm.
The reason because of certain ambience that you got and something, the
Environment.
environment and all, you were unable to devote yourself. So
Hmm.
that is the one thing. If I'm able to devote myself, I will certainly win. So I keep telling myself this thing, that I have to devote myself no matter what.
That
And this is the reason I am able to think beyond, and I'm able to do certain things that is out of my comfort zone.
Yes, yes. And that's very important, Raj. Like, when you are actually putting yourself out of that zone and, taking yourself up, pulling yourself out,
Yeah,
that's also a
yeah,
very important step you have taken, right? And it's
yeah,
difficult. I will not say it's easy. It's difficult to come out of that phase. But how long you will be there, right? So that's the
yeah,
question. You can't
yeah,
be
of
there
course.
forever because that is not the place you want to be,
Right.
right? And standing for yourself, it's very important. Though how important it is to stand for yourself. Like, once you start doing that, you know that there is nothing more important than that then.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, and that's a great feeling as well. Like, it's okay, I don't care. Like, I know there are certain, it comes with repercussions as well, people telling you things, and maybe when it's your closest ones, they come up with a lot of other things also. Sometimes it gets ugly also. But once you know that, yes, that you are right for yourself and this is going to happen, you are getting the fruits out of it later,
yes,
you
yeah,
definitely put on that 110% then.
yes, of course.
Yes, so that's great to know. Out because you need breaks as well. Like, you are working, you are putting yourself, you are giving a lot of efforts you're putting for your work and career. So how
Yeah.
do you maintain? Like, would you go out somewhere? Like, what do you do?
Uh, Generally, I watch even the highlights of cricket matches because I love cricket
Yes.
a lot. Into and sometimes I even try to sing on singing app.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
this is my go-to things generally. And of course, there are so many friends. They are very close, and sometimes we go outside as well. Like sometimes we plan to visit as well in vacation. Like the last September, we went to Uttarakhand trip. So
Oh,
we
that's
were there in 2 weeks. I mean, for 2 weeks we were
good.
in Uttarakhand. Yeah.
So that must have been a good trip, right?
Yeah, of course. That was like a lifetime experience. Like we have
Right.
started it from last year. So that is, it was our second trip, and like for 2 weeks we were amidst those mountains of that it comes under the middle range or even the
Yes.
lower range and Shivalik range of Himalayas. So it was a lovely experience.
I know it, but I'm sure it must be a good. And then you need such breaks, right? Because of
Yeah.
so much of hectic. And when you go there, you feel it's all unwinded. Like, now it's all relaxed because you will.
Yes, of course. And like the one thing that I say that when I'm trying to work on my English, I keep myself engrossed in it. But for those 2 weeks, I was like, it's not possible. Even if I say something, they are going to come back to me. Look, don't start it here. So it was tough. Like coming back from there, when I started working on this, I felt like something. I mean, for the first few session, I was not in my confident at all. So even the tutors said that today you are not comfortable. What is the reason?
Right,
So I like, okay, nothing short. Maybe I'm not prepared. That's why I'm feeling hesitant
right.
whether I would be able to express myself or not, and something like.
Correct. So Raj, I would say that, even if you come back from any holiday or take any break, I would like to see you as natural as you can, because you don't need to
Yeah,
prepare. Okay, to speak, you don't need to prepare. Whatever
yeah,
is in
yeah,
your mind, it has to come very naturally out. So once you start
yeah,
preparing, yeah, yes,
yeah.
yes,
Of
please,
course, of
you
course.
were saying something.
I mean, that is the reason that I challenge myself. Like once it has happened with me always. If
Hmm.
I'm doing something, or if I keep it, I mean, if I keep myself away for 10 days, I feel like I have forgotten. I have to revise and all. So
Yeah,
this had been my habit earlier, and now it's all about English. So what would I forget? Of course,
exactly.
not about the rules. The rules I'm not going to forget. It's all about whether the vocabulary and I would be able to express myself or not.
Right.
So I tried to be normal, and I'm not going to prepare. I will try to talk for as long as I can, and I would try to make something like this will help me in working on a spontaneity as well. So I
Exactly. Now you're
challenged
content,
myself.
and then
Yeah,
also at the same time, you will have a lot of content for your conversational skills. That is very important. Your communication skills is different. Your conversational skills is different, where you can
Yes,
build up a conversation with any random person.
yes, of course.
Yeah,
So
from a
it
small
was,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a kind of challenge for me that I don't have to do all these things. I have to start and let me think how well I can communicate.
Yes, 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 yes. And then it should be so comfortable that even with a small child to an elderly person, that you have topics to speak about.
Yeah, of course.
That makes you a good person as a communicator as well. That you have good content. I would not say go and revise and learn. It should be naturally, and it should start coming up naturally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, would you like to ask any other question?
We were talking. So even this session, we hardly talk about our topic, but
Topic.
of course we are talking for this long, and I'm also able to express myself. So this is the thing that I was trying to challenge myself.
Conversation, yes, sometimes we can relate to the topic as well, but when we are having a lot of questions and speaking about it, it's nice, like it becomes
Yeah,
a good conversation.
yeah, of course.
Right. So it is good. So what do you find, I would say, the hardest thing to do right now, like when you're communicating?
Uh, in between the communication,
Yes, if I speak about only communication skills, what's the
yeah,
hardest part to do?
it's always like the self doubt in me. The first thing that is self doubt. The other thing is like whether I would be able to find vocabulary for myself to express myself on certain topics or not. So it's always when some topics is like a very much new to me, I would try to find some or the other words, or like even to go through the notes and all. That is the one thing, and that is the hardest for sure.
Right,
And
right,
that's
right.
why I challenge myself that okay, sometimes you need not to practice at all. Find some topic and then start to write or speak on that. How much you are able to speak, how
That's
many
great
lines
too,
you are
yeah.
able to write.
And
So
that's a
this is
great
the,
thing to do.
yeah, yeah,
Right. So give yourself topics, and it can be hard topics as well. Sometimes just pick up a newspaper, give a topic from there, and
yeah,
then you see that how you are speaking on that topic. And also, you will try to use difficult words at the same time. So when you're
yeah, yeah, right,
yeah, so when you're involving difficult topics, now you give yourself like global issues. Okay, now what are the global issues? You'll start talking about global issues, and then you'll start talking not only on one, like population, pollution, hunger, then corruption. There's so many other topics which keep on. You try to talk on each topic at least for two
yeah.
minutes. So that is also giving you confidence. You write things like notes, and when you feel that, like about yourself, or self
Uh,
doubt, as you said, self doubt, because that's
yeah,
when.
yeah, of course. I have been writing all these things since childhood, like writing about myself. What are the situations I am in? What are the opportunities that I wanted to have? What are the opportunities I have gotten? And how I have failed on that, or how much I have succeeded on that. So all these things I try to write, and then try to write something that I need to work upon. And then
Right.
after a week, I try to find out whether I am able I mean, whether I worked on this or not, and how much I have worked. Do I need to change my plan? I try to write all these things, and
Right.
then for certain like writing skills, I try to keep writing on certain topics as well.
Which is very good. Which is very good what you're doing, because it's going to help you a lot, because your writing skill plays as important role as your speaking skill.
Yeah,
Writing, speaking, listening all comes together. Like reading, of course. So all these skills come together. Of course, listening is the main one. The first one always is listening, and then
yes,
comes the other skills. Because if you don't listen properly, you will not be able to answer. So your listening skills has to be so strong that you put a video, put anything, and try to listen. What are they talking
yes,
about?
of course,
Any
of course.
accent, anything, whatever. Especially the news channels, okay? The one which has that like typical news. It is there. A lot of podcasts are
Yeah,
also. You try to listen, you will miss on a lot of words because you start getting bored.
yes, of course, of course.
Yeah, so that something can also build up your listening skills. Maybe sometimes in a week you can practice your listening skills also at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay, so yes, Raj, we have come to the end of the session, and it's
yeah.
always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, same here, same here.
Yeah, okay. So take care,
Uh,
Raj. Do you have to say something? I felt you have to. You want to say something?
no, no. I mean, like, I mean, it was lovely talking, and bye for now. See you in another session.
Definitely. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Yeah.